thank you all for coming and sharing your stories. It's really heart-wrenching to hear some of the experiences. I'm a certified poetry therapist, which means I've had training in using poetry and writing, journaling to help people in the healing process. That's what that means. I've had the privilege of working with Josie for a number of years, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I discovered your talent, right? I mean, I was the one who first and some of the secrets too. She was in a class of mine at San Antonio College, and we did a lot of journaling, and I recognized right away a tremendous talent. And then she came to a poetry therapy workshop, and she wasn't quite at the point where she personally could share some of her secrets, but she allowed me to read in that workshop some of her poetry, and which revealed some of her secrets, and that was the beginning, right? Of I think a successful healing process. I think you've come a long way in your healing, and also she's become a very successful writer, and a writer that's known nationwide. So I congratulate you on your healing, and I congratulate you on what you're doing for the community, and I congratulate you on your success also as a writer, and for doing this. There's so many voices out there that have not been heard. I was in the swimming pool this morning doing my exercise, and someone recognized me and came with her story. I was in the pool, she screamed at me, and so we're going to get together and speak about her story. And it's a story that had not been revealed. I don't know, there was some sort of synchronicity that kind of drew us together. I had the privilege of, well, I work with quite, well, a handful, I guess, of people that have been sexually, physically, emotionally abused. I worked with one person for 20 years. He was a male who had been sexually and physically abused in his own family, and his healing process took him about 17 or 18 years, really, to where he actually started to deal with this. And he said, I've got a normal process. So the healing process sometimes takes a long time, and sometimes it takes almost a lifetime or a lifetime to work through these issues. So I do think our society, politicians are on the wrong track, and in the images that we present, and I think we have to go a different direction with our society, especially the messages that we send about women, but also the messages that we send about men. I think there are lots of wrong messages, lots of harmful messages out there that perhaps are behind all of this violence, and it's incredible the number of people who have been abused. I run a poetry therapy workshop. Josie and I have a venue together at Barnes & Noble, Ingram, the first and third Wednesday. So, of course, I'd like to invite you to come out and read and share your stories. It's first and third Wednesday from 6 to 7. We have a poetry therapy workshop, and good things come out of that. Janie, I think you've been involved in that group for what, a couple of years now?
Mm-hmm. A couple of years.
Yeah, and Josie and I go back a number of years. And then also, I'm co-owner and co-author of Voices de la Luna. How many have heard of this, Voices de la Luna? Several of you have. We devote probably about a third of it to poetry therapy and healing, and so welcome you to send in your stories, your poetry, and you can send them to me directly, and we like to publish the kinds of things that I'm hearing here today in the poetry therapy section. This is the latest edition. I don't think you've seen it, Josie or Jamie, your poem's in there. I wasn't sexually abused. I mean, I hope as a poetry therapist and a human being, I'm sensitive enough to understand the harm. I know I am. This client of mine who died, he died suddenly of a heart attack. He was 64. The male. After 20 years of working with him, we naturally became very close. I mean, he became like a brother, like a friend, and he was a friend after 20 years, not just a client. But he did some writing, and I'm also a dream analyst in training, so I do some dream work, and Josie and I have done some dream work together, and I did some dream work with him, and actually it was the dream work that really turned the abuse around, and he had a very powerful dream, and that dream convinced him he should change his life, because it was kind of like God speaking to him, the unconscious speaking to him. He believed that. And after that, he really did make a major change. But poetry therapy is it's very powerful. I did a poem for people to respond to, and from the pavilion of green and white porcelain. Must I scold you for saying I've left you? I am with you still on every azure wave that breaks the shore, and the ivory seagulls greeting dawn's first light. I am the North Star's glimmer that guides you home. I am in the rain that washes clean the orchid's petal. I am on the wind that bends to kiss your sun-warmed cheek. I am in the creek that murmurs, whispering your name. I am still the same, for there are promises to keep. Then do not weep, remembering the vow I made to stay. Just say that I remain true to my word in every note of music heard, in poetry and rhyme. Through the corridors of time and tide, I am by your side. Just look for me in nature's nomenclature all around, for it's in this dance of loving you that I'll be ever found. And though my form is changed, you'll find it's been arranged that I am still nearer, dearest, than before, that love and I enfold you, hold you close forevermore. And that's by Catherine Grace Patrick, who suffers from bipolar. She said I could share this with you in this poem, that she uses writing quite a bit to heal. And through this exercise, I was able to get my own grief out. And I wrote this, Death's Pavilion it's called. When I found you on the couch, dead, smiling, just sitting there, my world turned upside down. French love seat, traces of patina, nude Madonna in a painting covering half the wall, a Mexican with red hair, copper pots and pans, Chinese rug woven by hand, pearl necklace, garland with flowers, perched on Buddha's neck, kitschy, artsy. All this was you. We cremated you, positioning your vestiges in the pavilion of green and white porcelain. So that was my response to our prompt, and it got it out. That process really helped me to heal and deal with his death. I'll close with two poems that came out of our writing exercises. One is by Jamie, and Janie Alonso, she gave me permission to read this, Unforgiving Time. I tried to speak to my father, but my eyes could not hold his stern gaze. I became a child again, and my words, like peanut butter, stuck to the roof of my mouth, and there they remained, unspoken, unasked, questions for another day. Life rolled on year by year, erasing his memory, softly at first, leaving faint, chalky traces of names, dates, faces. Then one swift stroke left dusty remnants floating in the air, the questions unvoiced, unanswered. Too late, memories vanish, vanquished by unforgiving time. That was done in the poetry workshop by Janie Alonso. And then if I may use one of your poems that also came out of the writing. This is Josie's, product of my experiences, and I'll close with this. No one cares about my past humiliations. Visually, I am who I've always been. No one knows I wrecked my car and died that day, nor do they know of my long walk on a short pier. My efforts at self-destruction were almost successful. Pain hindered my writing while collapsing my thinking lung. I am here now, like I was then. I walked backwards, taking back my past, crawled and spewed out energies reminiscent of hopelessness. I walked the walk and talked the talk as if nothing was wrong. Words flowed from tightened lips while humiliation gravitated from one mirror to another. I am a product of my experience. It was my humiliation that brought me here today. And we're so glad you're here, and we're so glad you're doing this. Thank you.